Today I'm sharing my life-changing healthy habits. Hello and welcome back to Veggie Magnifique, your go-to for holistic wellness and a healthy vegan lifestyle. If you're new, my name is Anne. Hello, welcome. I'm a health coach and performer. So if you want to change your life, you have to change. That's the way it works. Anything else is irrational thinking. It's irrational thinking to think that our lives will change without us doing anything, right? And frankly, it's more victim mindset thinking to think that, oh, life is just happening to us. Instead, let's be empowered and let's take responsibility. So on that note, let's jump into my life-changing health habits. Number 1 is avoid thinking like a victim. So what does this mean? If you're thinking like a victim, essentially, you're not taking responsibility for your life and your situation. Now, I'm not saying that everything is in your control, but there are a lot of important aspects that are in your control, such as your attitude, your response to things that happen to you, your actions, and most importantly, your thoughts. Now, basically, all the great teachers, all the metaphysical Greek teachers have said that we become what we think about. So this is a great place to start. Now, is it easy to change your thoughts? No, but it's a very worthwhile pursuit. If you'd like to learn more about how to change your thoughts and your thinking, I highly recommend that you check out Joe Dispenza and his work. He's a neuroscientist and one of the experts on changing your life and your mind. It is life-changing to make the choice to be a co-creator in your own life instead of being a victim to whom things just happen. Again, I know that you don't have control over everything, but you have control over so much. Number 2 is to work on your self-confidence. Self-confidence is everything. Self-confidence is absolutely everything. Self-confidence colors every aspect of your life, from your career to your relationships and everything in between. So how do we work on this? Well, I highly recommend you check out Brian Tracy's classic audiobook, The Science of Self-Confidence. I've listened to it maybe 4 times, and I would like to continue listening to it once a year for the rest of time. It's that good, and it's such a wonderful reminder of how important self-confidence is to your life. And when you work on your self-confidence, it is truly, truly life-changing. Now, I have been blessed during most of my life to have very good self-confidence, but not always, and it's certainly a work of maintenance. You don't just have self-confidence that's excellent for the rest of time without watering the garden, so to speak. Another book that's really excellent on this is The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. I highly recommend you check out this book. Now, it may seem a little bit weird to read books about self-confidence or self-esteem, almost like you're admitting that you don't have good self-esteem or you need to read up on self-confidence. And the truth is, those who have excellent self-confidence are working on it because we're human. They're working on it. They're reading about it. And there is no shame, au contraire, to be focused on how to build up your self-respect, your self-esteem, and your confidence in yourself. Again, if you want to change your life, you have to change yourself. And one wonderful way to start is to listen or read books about self-confidence and to start to implement these tips to improve your self-image. That is really going to start to change your life and your relationships and your career and everything. So just a really quick note here, I realize I'm sharing a lot of healthy habits that are life-changing. However, it probably is overwhelming to change all of these things all at once if you're not doing them. And frankly, it would probably not be sustainable, and then this video just becomes feel-good entertainment. No. I highly recommend that you listen to all the tips and you pick maybe 1, maybe 2 to focus on, because if you try to change all of these things, it's not sustainable. We're human. We have to habit stack. We have to start small and then build on those things. So I hope that you will find one of these tips that will really resonate with you, that you can start with instead of trying to do them all at once, because I don't think that that's very sustainable. So let's get back into my tips. Next up is to not hang out with toxic and or Debbie Downer people. We all know who these people are, and if you can, please try to avoid them, because we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. This is very important. So if you want to be happy and positive and abundant and feel good and have good health, hang out with people that fit that. Hang out with people who are what you seek to become, what you want your life to be like. Debbie Downer and toxic people are just going to bring you down. Now, if you live with one or one's a family member, it's a little bit more difficult. I realize that. So what I would suggest you do is that, either you avoid them as much as you possibly can, or if they start, doom and glooming, just say, you know what, Dad or Mom or Charlie, I'm really trying to keep my thoughts positive, just working on it. And if they're like not cool about it, then just, extricate yourself from the situation. But do your best to avoid people as much as you can who are Debbie Downers or toxic. They are not going to help you to have the life that you want. Next up is to eat more plants. If you want to change your life, if you want a healthy habit that is truly life-changing, then change what you eat, because you are what you eat. And your body affects so many different elements of your life. Your body is your vessel, it is your temple. So treat it with kindness and feed it plants. I'd love to share a wonderful resource. My friends Tony and Michelle have created a plant-based on a budget meal plan. I will link that below in case you're looking for more delicious recipes. Next up, a life-changing tip is tongue scraping. Tongue scraping will change your life. It is the most addictive dental habit that you could ever start. It cleans off your palate and gunk and old flavors, and it will truly change your life. If you have never tongue scraped, then this is the habit for 2022. I will link a tongue scraper down below for you to try out, but literally it takes 10 seconds, and it is so important for the health of your whole body to have healthy oral health. And so I really recommend you try tongue scraping. When I was doing my nutritional studies, we learned that when we don't clean off our tongue, it's kind of like we're gonna crave the same flavors that we recently ate. So like if you had some sort of like sugary thing or a salty thing, since it's there hanging out on your tongue, you might gravitate toward the same kinds of foods because it hasn't been like recalibrated. So tongue scrape, clean your mouth. I promise you, you will not regret it, because tongue scraping is like amazing. Just letting you know. My next tip is maintenance, or a stitch in time. And this is a tip that I'm really working on right now myself. When you do things as you go, when you maintain, things are so much easier. So with regard to cleaning, with regard to decluttering as you go, it's like the answer. And so I'm really working on this. If this is something that you're working on, leave me a comment down below, because it has been so helpful, like just in maintaining my kitchen, just to like wipe down my stovetop every night. It's just like made a world of difference, because otherwise every couple days it's like super gnarly. So if you do things as you go and you start to incorporate these habits in, then your house or your clothes or whatever the case may be, the situation is maintained and it doesn't become a huge, colossal, overwhelming thing to tackle. My next tip is to read. Now, this is really important because I suggest a lot of books. And unless you have the habit of reading, then it's kind of just a moot point. I really recommend, if you want to change your life, that you have to read. You have to read. Now, you can listen, that's fine. You could Kindle, you can read a book, whatever. But bringing in new information that is helpful information, that is focused toward self-improvement and life improvement, it can only do wonderful things. And the way that we learn how to improve our lives is by bringing in new information. So I highly recommend that you read. Now, you're watching this video, right? And this video is like not reading, and I hope it's helpful to you. However, if you want to go above and beyond and start to implement these things that I'm suggesting to you, I really still think you need to read. So I highly recommend reading. If you'd like some ideas on some life-changing books, definitely check out the video that I made on the top life-changing books. One that I will just bring up on this topic. So I already mentioned Joe Dispenza, I've mentioned The Science of Self-Confidence, and I mentioned The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. I also want to mention here Atomic Habits, which is very apropos to this video because it helps you to implement new habits. So I highly recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. Next up is to invest in products that don't have chemicals. Now, we are what we eat, but we are also what we put on our skin that gets absorbed into our bloodstream. So definitely be very vigilant about the products that you use on your body and on your children's bodies. I love products from the Dutch Health Store because I know that I can trust Wilma and her selection of curated products. I highly recommend that you check out Dutch Health Store because all of her products are curated, so you don't have to do as much research, which is great if you're busy. Otherwise, definitely do your research and make sure that you're getting products that don't have crap in them, essentially. My next tip is to go to bed early. Look, it is so 15 years ago to think that it's cool to stay up late. It's not. What's cool is getting up early and getting in a wham bam morning routine that makes you feel ace and that feeds your spiritual soul, and then attacking the day with vigor and fantasticness. And you just can't do that if you go to bed late. You just can't. And so I highly, highly, highly recommend trying to go to bed a little bit earlier. You'll feel better. You'll probably be able to implement more of these healthy habits if you're getting to bed early, because then you can start early. You know, I swear by it. It might not work for you, but for me, it's like a life-changing habit. My next life-changing tip is to do something extracurricular. So what I mean by that is that you have your work life, you have your family life. What is it that you do that feeds your soul, that you want to do for you? So that could be learning an instrument or learning a language. It could be playing tennis on the weekends. Something that is extracurricular, that you enjoy doing and that brings more enjoyment to your life. I really think that that is a life-changing tip, because a lot of us are so busy that we're not taking the time to do the things that truly bring us joy. And that's really sad, because life is now. So I highly recommend that we all try to do something that we enjoy doing. So for me, I enjoy art. I enjoy doing my bujo for fun. I also enjoy cooking, which I guess is sort of something I have to do, but I enjoy doing it. Spending quality time with my family, learning the ukulele. I haven't done that in a while. I need to work on that. But that's something that's super fun and extracurricular that I can, use to sing with. It's fun. And lastly, put your body first. So we all have our health mysteries, right? And a lot of us have learned to just kind of live with it and be like, oh, c'est la vie. I have pain in my arm, or I have poor digestion or something, right? There's something that's potentially ailing you. And I'm here to say that we need to start putting our bodies first, meaning if there's something that's bothering you, we need to sleuth it out. We need to be detectives and figure out how to live more optimally, because it's no fun to live with a body that has an issue, and it doesn't have to be that way. So one way that you can improve your health is by working on it, right? So highly recommend that you work with a health coach if you're experiencing something like that. I'm currently on maternity leave, but I can recommend a fantastic health coach in the comments below. There's no reason why we should just accept that we have XYZ issue. I really recommend that you continue to strive to fix it. Maybe you've tried everything to try to fix this one issue and it hasn't worked yet. Keep going, keep trying, right? Because it's no fun to live with a body that doesn't function properly. And I truly believe that the body is a self-healing organism. So when we have an optimal scenario and situation, we can start to heal. I'm not saying it's as basic and as easy as that. I'm saying it's worth trying. So if you have some sort of ailment, try going to different therapists or different doctors or different healers and try to figure out what it is. Because I remember in the past when I had certain issues with my body, and it was just kind of like you just feel down, and it affects your whole life. And then as I started to get healthier and change my diet principally, I started to experience a new kind of normal and a new kind of feeling in my body, like, wow, oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel. This is how a healthy body feels. And it's so wonderful. I'm so sad that I went so long in the past just kind of dealing with health issues without actually attacking them. So I highly recommend that you look further into your health concerns if you have them. So those are my life-changing health habits. I really hope that you found these helpful. If you did, please leave a comment down below. If there are some things that you have been doing that have been helping you health-wise, please leave them in the comments below, both for me and also for other viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the like button, and I will see you next time on Veggie Magnifique TV. Bye!